I would like to thank all of our witnesses for coming to testify before this committee. It is enormously taxing physically, emotionally, mentally, to come here and to testify before this committee and to prepare for your testimony, no less to testify for the length at which you all are doing. So I'd like to thank you. I'd like to recognize that you're doing it not just out of self-preservation, but to make sure that thousands of children and other people in the United States are protected. I'd also like to apologize to you both for the behavior of some of the members of this committee, where they are speaking in profoundly dehumanizing terms to you, and you don't deserve that. I'd like to apologize to you on behalf of the United States of America for the dehumanizing policies that they are pursuing that are frankly targeting you and targeting many people in the United States. And we're fighting for a better country that we can be proud of when it comes to how we treat all people and understanding the circumstances that they are coming from. And I'd also like to recognize the intrinsic value that you have and offer to everybody that you encounter in our country. Professor Wadia, direct and deferred action, rather, ensures that children can stay in the United States to receive treatment for life-threatening medical conditions without fear of being deported, correct? And the deferred action is subject to very strict internal controls. You have reviewed hundreds of these actions, of these cases, and the reasons for granting deferred action are generally limited to very serious life and death issues. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
So, folks and people like Mr. Sanchez and Ms. Bueso are not collateral damage to this administration's policy. They are the target, correct?
Correct.
Is targeting and changing policy to specifically target people with life-threatening diseases for deportation, essentially killing them through deportation, would you characterize that as cruel?
I would.
This is a cruel policy change, and it just fits a pattern that we have been seeing over and over again before this committee of a culture and of policies specifically almost animated by cruelty. We hear over and over again, and we've heard it today from folks across this committee, that they're under-resourced, that we have to continue dumping billions of dollars into enforcement, into putting children in cages, into a system that is quite literally killing people. But meanwhile, we are adding to the resource strains by forcing people to go through the ordeal, forcing this country through the ordeal of needlessly deporting people like Ms. Bueso and Mr. Sanchez. Of course you're under-resourced for your goals, because your goals is to deport people that have no reason on humanitarian grounds or otherwise to be deported. Would you agree with that, Dr. Wadia? Is that an assessment? Is that how this strikes you?
The witness may answer the question.
It does, and it goes to my testimony about how we spend resources. This change in policy also throws a wrench into the rule of law because of the fact that discretion is such a necessary component and part of the rule of law. We have to make choices about who we're going to target for removal and who we're going to place.
And when we want to talk about morale.
The gentleman's time has expired now.